Hello, my holiday helpers. Welcome back to the Crafting Chronicles. I'm Mrs. Claus, and today we're diving into a sweet and festive project, gingerbread ornaments.
Sweet is right. We're about to turn plain gingerbread into dazzling decorations. I'm ready to roll out the fun, literally.
Wait, are we sure these are for crafting and not for snacking? Because I'm getting a serious cookie craving over here.
Alvin, these ornaments are for decorating, not for nibbling. And don't worry, I have a plate of cookies cooling for later.
Good thing, or Elvin might accidentally eat the craft supplies again. Remember the glitter incident?
Hey, I thought it was edible glitter. Turns out it was just a sparkling regret.
All right, you two, let's focus. We're not doing this alone. Today, we have a very special guest. She's the queen of crafts, the DIY extraordinaire, and our virtual guide for today's project, Joanne.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus, for the kind words. You make me blush. I have a project that I'm going to show you today that's actually one of my favorites, and it's made out of cinnamon and applesauce and a secret ingredient, and they're going to make a fun dough ornament that's cut out with cookie cutters, and they will make the house smell fabulous. So let's get started. It's going to take a cup of cinnamon. So we're going to put that in the bowl first. And then 2 of these little cups of applesauce. You know, they come 6 in a little package, and we're going to use 2 of those. And then the secret ingredient, and that is craft glue. We're going to put just a dollop of glue in there. And now the fun begins. I'm going to start stirring it with a spoon first. It's going to make a really kind of a thick dough that we're going to be able to roll out. So we'll do it here first with the wooden spoon and try and get it all mixed up as well as we can. Now these are air dry. So if you want to speed up the drying time, you can put them on a rack in the oven and at 200, but you know, you're gonna have to make sure that you turn them because you know they'll stay moist on one side and you want them to get good and dry. So we've got that pretty well mixed with the spoon. So now I'm gonna put on my plastic gloves and we're gonna get in there and we're gonna stir it up a little better. We're gonna knead it. Now, you don't have to wear gloves, you know, everything, there's nothing in here that's gonna hurt you. So, but we're gonna take and we're just gonna knead that dough. Now, if the dough seems like it's too moist, then we're just gonna add some more cinnamon to it, okay? So we're gonna put this between 2 pieces of parchment paper to roll out. And we're gonna roll it out to about 1/3 of an inch, okay? Now, if you think the dough is still a little bit sticky, then go ahead and just powder it some more with some cinnamon. Work it in just a little bit. And now we're gonna roll it out. So I'm gonna put it between my parchment paper. And you know, it's gonna be about maybe like 1/3 of an inch thick. And these are air dryable, but if you want to speed up the process, you can put them in a warm oven at about 200 and just in there for maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. But you want to make sure that you turn them in between that because you want the air to circulate in between both sides of it, okay? So, you know what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to put some cinnamon down here on my paper. And I think that's gonna keep it from sticking to the dough so bad, and it'll kind of separate easier. So let's just push it down into our dough. But now remember, we wanna kind of work that around a little bit and maybe take some of this away so that when we go in to get our actually little guy here, he's all separate. We're gonna use the spatula. And we've got him all set like that. Look, we'll just put this on some parchment paper to dry. Okay, and then we can go back in And let's make a bigger one. So here we've got the big cookie cutter. Let's do the same thing. Let's just put a little bit of cinnamon on it. Kind of wiggle it around a little bit. You know, it's kind of like if you've used any kind of clay or, you know, you've made other cookies, you know, like cookies that you cut out with a cutter. You know, sometimes they, you know, they're kind of hard to get out of away from the cookie cutter. So if we jiggle it a little bit, and all this we're just going to wrap back up into another ball and just use it again. So we're going to get that away from there. Look how cute. We'll pick that up and we'll get him with our little... Now, you know what? While I've got him here, I'm going to put him on my hand without breaking him. And then I'm going to use some cloves, and we're going to put cloves in for his eyes. Look, we're just going to push him in there. And you know what will make his eyes? You can get as decorative if you want to. Now, if he starts to break apart or they separate, you know, all you have to do is kind of squish it together again. And he's kind of all ready to be made. So when we want him to dry, we want to just make sure that he's all together there. Now, one other thing, when he's all dry, you can take a piece of sandpaper and just kind of sand off the edges, because sometimes you can see they kind of leave the cookie cutter, leaves like a little bit of a defining line that's kind of messy. Now, the other magic trick that we need is we want to be able to hang them on a tree. So I'm just using a straw, and I'm going to make a hole right down there. If you get too close to the edge, you know you're going to have to push it back together. So now we're going to let them dry that way. And look what a fun ornament we have. We're going to put a cute little piece of ribbon in there. And these will just be adorable hanging on the Christmas tree. I think Nana's going to just love these hanging on her Christmas tree because she'll know that you made them especially for her. So I hope you have an awesome holiday. And thanks for watching.
Well, wasn't that just magical? Look at these beautiful gingerbread ornaments we made. A big thank you to Joanne for showing us how to create these festive treasures.
I think mine turned out pretty adorable.
And mine's unique. I call it Gingerbread Explosion. It's a bold choice.
Bold is one word for it. Sticky is another.
Hey, it's called Creative Chaos. You wouldn't understand, Pepper.
Now, both of your ornaments are wonderful. Just like all of you watching at home. If you made this craft, we'd love to see your creations. Share them with us on Facebook and Instagram at Navy Exchange.
Tag us so we can see your gingerbread greatness.
And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about having fun and making memories, even if those memories involve having glitter in your hair.
Hey, I said no nibbling. Thank you for joining us on this Crafting Chronicles. Until next time, keep spreading holiday cheer and creativity. Bye-bye.